I recently went through some of my old notebooks and found summaries I made from James Clear's book Atomic Habits back in 2019. Over the years, I've read it many more times because there's just so much great and helpful information. What has always stood out to me was the philosophies. For example, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems, which translates to in the Olympics, everyone has the same goal to get the golden medal, but not everyone achieves that goal. So clearly, having the goal is not the determining factor. What is the system, their training regiment, their diet, mindset, and so on. We all have goals, but we can think about them all we want. It won't bring us closer. What brings us closer is action in the right direction. Direction is the goal or the target. Next is action. In the book, he quotes, "The score takes care of itself," which means all we have to do is focus on the game. We don't need to obsess over the scoreboard or the goal. We want a goal, of course. That's what gives us direction. But now that we have direction, we can begin to take action. Most of us are overwhelmed by taking action, so we procrastinate. What is a great way to overcome this? Either by environment design, which is a tool from the book, which is to design your environment to help you achieve what you want to achieve. If you watch too many YouTube videos, delete the bookmark from your browser, or just install an extension that disables all the recommended videos. You can only watch something if you type in exactly what you want to watch. It sounds simple because it is. Environment design. What would you like to focus more on? Writing? Great. Bookmark your Google Docs page on your browser, or make your desk as clean as possible and keep your notebook next to you with a pen inside, with the cap off. This removes as much friction as possible to help you do what you want to do. And I don't know about you, but as soon as I start with something, I get into a groove and I get into my flow state. Another thing I've been using for a long time is note-taking. Just quick notes with my phone. It used to be a lengthy process of opening up the Notes app, then clicking a new note, and then I can start typing. Luckily, we have widgets. I have a widget on the home screen. So all I need to do is click the add notes sign and it immediately opens up a blank page. I use this numerous times a day and I have been for a long time. I've always enjoyed taking or just making notes. I switch between my notebook and the app. I have countless notebooks I've filled up over the years. Usually inside is something interesting I read, I saw, watched, or someone said something memorable, or I was working through my thoughts or an idea. Or when I got an idea, I wrote it down and I refined the idea. Literally just anything that came to mind. Unfortunately, I have discovered that when it's written down in my notebook, it's rare that I revisit it, which then just becomes lost knowledge. So the most important notes I take with the app. Occasionally, I'll take the time to go through my notebook and move them to my app because it's information I want easy access to in order to refer back to it. Now, the best way I've found to accomplish something is to be that person. To be the person who does the work. For example, when I began studying psychology many moons ago, I would YouTube and read articles about certain theories, and quite by chance, in 2017, I stumbled upon a not so well-known psychologist at the time, but has now shook the world a bit, and that is Jordan Peterson. When I would study or work on an assignment, I would create a character which I can fall into, a type of Jordan Peterson. I'd ask myself, how would Jordan go about this? What will he think? What would he do? He's a great advocate for writing. So in order to understand something and then to communicate the idea effectively. Great. I would read the information and soak it in. Then I would open up a Word document and start writing about what I learned. And I would do this for the information I found the most interesting and helpful. Now, about 4 years later doing this, I was able to use it for the first time when I landed my first client. They were a company and I was hired to help their sales team. Now, immediately as a rookie, I was able to draw from all the information I learned. I've revised this information numerous times. I added things, taken away things, I simplified it, and it has helped me and others in an incredible way. I digress. The main point is to become the type of person who does what you would like to do. So instead of going for a jog or going to the gym and dreading it, be an athlete. Make that your label. What would an athlete do? An athlete would drink enough water. Check. Eat healthy. Should I eat the chocolate bar or the apple? I don't know. My normal self would go for the chocolate bar, but I'm an athlete now, and an athlete will eat the apple, so I eat the apple. Sometimes when I work out, I imagine what would Ant Middleton do. He's an ex-SAS soldier. I highly recommend to watch the series. I put myself into the mindset of an SAS soldier, or at least the best of my ability. So when I reach the end of a set, I would think, what would Ant do? He would push himself, because that is what is required of a soldier. When I go jogging, I feel like stopping because I'm tired. I think, what would Ant do? He would push himself. He would pace himself better. He would control his breathing. I step into these characters until it becomes part of my identity. It becomes instinctive. When I write as me, not as someone else, because I've been doing it for so long. When I take photos, I also take them with my own eye and creativity. I don't think about what another photographer would do, only because I've been doing it for 10 years. The one for building habits, or just to get something going. 1% actions or improvements. Just something small to move us in the right direction. This is probably the process I enjoy the most, because as soon as the ball gets rolling, it doesn't stop. To think, how can I improve this video? But then what does improve mean from a creative standpoint? Great question. In this case, I ask myself, what message am I trying to get across? What am I trying to say? How can I simplify it? I'm a big advocate for keeping it simple, as I have mentioned in many of my previous videos. One example can I use to get this idea across? Of course, when we look at the biggest people on YouTube, they are overselling everything. It's loud, it's fast-paced, and if I were to think improve, I should probably do that. It's just not my style. I don't enjoy watching videos like that, and I certainly don't enjoy making videos like that. There is a space for every style. So I would think what my blue ocean strategy is, which is I'm following a certain style. You can find many people on YouTube with a similar style to mine. We're all building on the same foundation, let's say, but from then on, I'm developing and sharing my own unique style. The focus word is unique. As a creator, you want to stand out, and that means not doing what everyone else is doing. Sure, following a trend, that is a great way to gain viewers and increase your audience, but I always try to match a certain trend or topic to my own unique style. I once saw this great photo from a guy on Twitter. It illustrates the importance of building an audience. Yes, going viral is great. It can jumpstart a channel in the most incredible way. But then after it went viral, what is left? The people who stay and come back, they are the core audience. They should be taken care of. When I am working on an idea, I always keep my audience in mind. I don't want to waste your time. I want you to watch this video and feel good about it. I want you to feel you're getting value from it in some way, either from the information I'm sharing, or some of you have mentioned you enjoy my energy and how I convey my thoughts, or you just enjoy the space I create. That is fantastic, and it's highly important. So keeping you, my audience, in mind, I think, how can I add more value? How can I improve this? Of course, asking all these questions might seem overwhelming, but eventually it does become fun. Because as soon as I receive those comments from you saying you enjoyed this video and you received so much insight from it, that moment means the world to me. I go, yes, that 1% improvement worked. I was able to add a little bit of value. That is what is most important. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk again in the next one.